Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to meet you today. First, let me introduce some information about myself. My name is Loan, L-O-A-N. Yes, that does not mean Loans in English. In Vietnamese, Loan means a kind of sacred bird, phoenix. Yes, that's about my name. And now I work for Hello Tourist Company. And today I'm very happy to be your tour guide to visit the ancient town Hội An. And now, to start, I hope all of you remember some notice. First, as you see, because this is a really crowded place, so please be careful with your personal properties. And the second thing you should remember is my telephone number. Because if you have some information that you couldn't understand or you are encountering problems, please call me and try to help you as soon as possible. And now, before we start to go, I'll give you some introduction to the ancient town Hội An. Hội An is located on the bank of Phuong River's central Quảng Nam province, 30 kilometers south of Da Nang. Hội An ancient town is an Eastern orthoclastic cultivation, and it has been through a few centuries of history, but still remains as in the very first day of its being born. Its two main historical landmarks are the occupying of the Japanese and Chinese and the Western, Dutch and Spanish in the 16th and 17th century. During the period of China trade, the town was called Hải Phố in Vietnamese. Originally, Hải Phố was a divided town because across the Japanese covered bridge, that bridge, it used to be the Japanese settlement from the 16th to 17th century. Then it was known as the Phuong, a major international port city to French and Spanish. That's about the location and the history of the town. So what's about the culture? The most special point of culture is about the architecture of the town. Coming here, you could see a survey of old architecture of landmarks, houses with nearly 100% priestly their past, like most ground works are deeply plain roof of furniture with their past arrangement and so on. Hội An is fortunate the crossroad of Cham culture. In the very first day of southward expansion of that year, and the Asian culture like Japanese, Chinese, and Indian, and the Western one during their trading here at the 16th century. These diverse cultural influences remain visible today. Some powerful guild hall founded by Chinese ethnic come from Guangdong fusions still stand quietly and is now one of the famous and now please I will introduce to all of you our tour schedule today. But first we'll visit the Japanese covered bridge, and then we'll come to the old house of Phùng. It's really like the bridge. And the next we'll come to the Kiện Assembly Hall, and after that we'll move to Chùa Assembly Hall. And now please follow me. We'll move to the first monument. Welcome to Japanese covered bridge. You know, this is the only old bridge of the ancient town Hội An. It crosses a small canal that flows into Phuong River, and by the local is now one of the most famous symbols of the town. Well, the exact date of the construction of the bridge is not known for sure. Maybe the Japanese was built that bridge at the beginning of the 17th century. And you can see right on the side of the bridge, At the center stands a small square temple. That temple named Chùa, but later we'll talk about it for more detail, okay? And now please look around the outside of the bridge. You can see the Japanese architecture is clearly visible, notably the curved roof with a turned-up corner. That is the typical style of Japanese architecture. And now please we move to inside the bridge. Please look at the corner of the bridge on the both sides. You will see a pair of statues. One of them is dog and the other is monkey statue. This statue is made from jackfruit wood. And do you wondering why they put it here? There are some ways to explain their presence. Some people said that because the construction of the bridge is started at the year of the monkey and is finished at the year of the dog. So, according to a Chinese calendar, but some others say that it's related to Japanese tradition legend. According to our belief, legumes like earthquake, dryness, or floods are caused by a sea monster, which is head in Japan, body in Vietnam, and tail in China. It's called monsoon by Japanese, Go Long by Chinese, and Con Pu by Vietnamese. As the legend goes, every time it's moved, it provokes some natural catastrophes. So the monkey and the dog statue on the bridge might have been put there by Japanese to control this sea monster, monsoon, because according to their totem religions, the monkey and the dog are very sacred animals. And now please follow me. Well, you can see on the inside of the bridge, the style is more Sino-Vietnamese. Almost the bridge are arched or paved with a block of wood. And now please stop and gather here. Well, in front of you is Go Pagoda. Well, the pagoda was not built at the same time with the bridge. People said that the pagoda was built after the bridge, about half a century. It means in the late 17th century. And now please look above the door. This is a horizontal panel with 3 Chinese characters, like viên, kiện. It means the bridge for far guests. This panel is the gift from the Lord Nguyễn Phương Loan during his visit to Hội An in 1719. And please look at your left side. At the corner of the panel, that is the seal and the sign of the Lord Nguyễn Phương Loan, person who made this panel. And now, please look at these 2 things above the door. Do you know what it is? What is it for? Oh yes, that is called mắt cửa. It means the eyes of the door. Well, almost the houses or the buildings in Hội An have the eyes of the door because it's considered the soul of the house. It's not only for decorating, but it's also for protecting the house and the buildings. Because people believe that it may scare away the evil spirit and bring good luck to their house. Yes, so it is very important to every houses or building in Hội An. Right now, please come inside the pagoda. Well, those called a pagoda by people. Pagoda is the place for worship Buddhas in Vietnam. But There are no statue of Buddha inside. There's only one altar on which stands a statue called Bắc Đề Trấn Vũ. Yes, this pagoda is dedicated to the saint Bắc Đề Trấn Vũ, the Northern Emperor, the god who protects the country and bless joy and happiness for people. Well, the Japanese cover bridge was recognized as the National Heritage Site of historical and cultural interest on the 17th February 1990. And before we move to the next monument, I will show you some things. Well, do you have any 20,000 Vietnam đồng bills? Yes? Do you have that? Please take it out. I will show you some things. Yes. Well, you can see the image of the Japanese cover bridge is printed on the bill. Well, that is represent the Japanese cover bridge is an iconic image of the high and extremely unique cultural values in Hội An. Well, and now please come with me. We'll move to the next monument. Welcome to Phùng Ancient House. Well, this house was recognized as the historical and cultural site in 1993. Well, you know, it has kept so many documents about the architecture, culture, art, and lifestyle of the Hội An business circle from the old days. Well, the house bears the popular style of the 19th century in Hội An. Its architecture is represent the combination of Vietnamese, Japanese, and Chinese style. And now please come inside the house. You can see the house has a tubular shape with a wide versus, and it's almost made of wood, a precious wood, with a 4 roof and 2 story. And now please look around the ground floor. You know, originally the ground floor is used to be the shop for selling some goods like ceramics, pepper, salt, silk, Chinaware or glassware. But today, it is in the family living rooms, furnished with some cupboard, some wooden cupboard containing so many precious objects and belongings. And now please look over the roof. As you can see some gap on it. Well, this gap is the air hole. You know, to get enough the light and fresh air for the house, they made some gaps on the vault of the veranda. That is really creative, right? Yes. And now please we move to the upstairs. Almost the wood to make that wide corridor surround the second story is the precious wood, you know, for prevent the termites from damaging it. And now come in. On the second floor is now reserved for, you know, for worshiping the family ancestor and for worshiping the Thiên Hậu Holy Mother. And it's almost the style of it is the Chinese style. But you could see from the architecture to the furniture or some decoratings, there is all the Chinese style of architecture. Now, could you see that square hole on the floor? Do you know what it is for? That square hole on the floor is a kind of special architecture style. It's only have in some big trading house of Hội An because it's used to moving the goods from the ground floor to upstairs. It's really useful in the flood seasons. And that altar is for dedicated to His Holy Mother. And this one is for dedicated to family and sisters. And now, well, there is the balcony of the second floor. You know, standing out there, you could watch the street below, and you could take so many nice pictures. And now it's your free time to go around the house to visit. And after 10 minutes later, please gather at the ground floor and we move to the next monument. Thank you.